Yo, what's up YouTube? Getting right into chapter 7 of Two Blue Vortex, we see Mitsuki at the start of the chapter having an internal monologue. Mitsuki is saying that he is the moon that rises in the dark and that he's unable to emit light on his own. And he proclaims that that's why he needs Kawaki, because Kawaki is the sun, and that as long as he can continue to give him light, he can shine with the light of the moon and he can brighten the darkness. Now we know Mitsuki is truly talking about Boruto, but because of Omnipotence, he thinks that Kawaki is Boruto since they switched places. But regardless, Mitsuki says that he can feel life's meaning, like he feels alive and that it's okay to be here. He says that Kawaki is the first one who's made him feel like this. And as the scene cuts from Kawaki and Mitsuki from Mitsuki's dialogue, the panel switches to Sage Mode Mitsuki about to engage Boruto. This was a very action-packed chapter, and we got to see each of what Boruto and Mitsuki can do. However, at this point in the story, Mitsuki is far outclassed by Boruto. The fight starts with Mitsuki attacking Boruto with various ethereal snakes from his Sage Mode. Boruto throws shuriken at the snakes and dodges Mitsuki's attacks while not attacking Mitsuki at the same time. He uses flying Raijin to maneuver around Mitsuki's attacks and tries to talk Mitsuki down. Boruto initially assumes that Kawaki would be the one who comes after him, but Mitsuki declares to Boruto that it doesn't matter and that he's his opponent and he is the one he needs to worry about right now. Shikamaru then informs Boruto through Ino's telepathic mind jutsu that Mitsuki had put Kawaki to sleep using poison from one of his snakes. He continues to tell Boruto that he didn't want Kawaki tracking Boruto since Boruto would know when he's close. So Mitsuki got Kawaki out of the equation so that he could face Boruto himself and that he's acting of his own free will. Mitsuki tells Boruto that he understands how strong he is because he took on Code by himself and drove him back, and that is an impressive feat. Mitsuki even doubts that Kawaki could do that by himself, which means at this point of the story, Boruto is indeed stronger than Kawaki, or so it seems at this point. Mitsuki then reiterates that he can't let Boruto kill Kawaki even if it costs him his life, to where Boruto replies that he and Mitsuki should stop fighting. Boruto comes out and tells Mitsuki that he can't manage against him in a fight, so it's very much pointless to continue fighting. Mitsuki then says there's another reason why he left Kawaki behind, and Boruto asks why, and Mitsuki replies that it doesn't matter and that he's about to get serious and fight with his full power. Mitsuki then conjures up some shadow clones and continues to attack Boruto, but Boruto just continues to dodge, not trying to fight Mitsuki in the process, or hurt him. Mitsuki tells Boruto to hurry up and vanish for the sake of the world, but Boruto says there's still a lot of stuff he has to do, so he can't do that, and that's why he doesn't really want to fight Mitsuki at this point. Boruto then unsheaths his sword and goes on the offensive, slicing down the various snakes that Mitsuki has created. Mitsuki uses snake lightning to where Boruto retaliates with the thunderclap arrow technique. Both their lightning styles collide and produces a huge explosion in the forest. Boruto then appears out of the smoke and holds his sword towards Mitsuki's neck, to where Mitsuki just tells him to do it and not to hold back. But Boruto is not trying to fight or kill Mitsuki for that matter. Boruto tells Mitsuki that his conviction is wavering, and that what he believes in does not hold truth anymore. We know, of course, Boruto is talking about omnipotence, and Mitsuki is trying to figure out what Boruto is trying to say. At that moment, Shikamaru tells Ino that he wants her to expand the range to let him hear Mitsuki's voice, but Ino tells Shikamaru not to push his luck, because doing that would let Mitsuki and Boruto hear their conversation as well, so that's put on hold. Boruto then comes out and tells Mitsuki that Kawaki isn't Mitsuki's son, rather Boruto himself is, and that Mitsuki should have noticed it by now at least. And Mitsuki replies, asking what would Boruto even know about any of this, because he's a rebel who betrayed the village, and that he shouldn't act like he actually knows Mitsuki. Mitsuki then grabs hold of Boruto with a huge snake, but Boruto doesn't even flinch when the snake is going to attack. And Boruto even asks Mitsuki, why is your snake not attacked? Are you scared? Mitsuki is then wondering why Boruto isn't trying to escape. Boruto says no matter how long you stay with Kawaki, he can't make you shine, to where Mitsuki says he doesn't believe him. And Boruto says he knows that it's confusing, but he should understand by now that the only one who can decide what the sun really is Mitsuki himself. This is a lot like the anime canon arc where Mitsuki was trying to get an answer for himself on what he should do in life, and Orochimaru had him fight himself in log. If you guys remember what I'm talking about, it was a very good arc. You should check it out. Mitsuki then releases Boruto and asks what on earth is he. Boruto reiterates that for Mitsuki not to worry and that he's not planning to kill Kawaki. It's just a big misunderstanding. But he does have a score to settle with him one of these days as brothers. And that's their problem, not Mitsuki's. Mitsuki is visibly shaken and disturbed, and then asks Boruto why did he kill Lord Seven. Boruto pauses for a second, and then he said the seventh is alive, he's safe. And this catches Shikamaru and Ino off guard as well. He also says Hinata is safe too, and that's all he can say for now. Boruto tells Mitsuki that you were always able to shine on your own from the start. He really believes that. But if he insists that he needs a son to come visit him anytime, Mitsuki just looks shocked as Boruto says that. Then we cut back to Ino and Shikamaru. Ino is wondering, what does it mean that Naruto is alive? Shikamaru then tells Boruto to start heading this way and that they need to talk. But at that moment the scene cuts to Ada and Kawaki. Kawaki having woke up, calling Mitsuki a bastard and looking for him. At this moment, Ada and Damon are in the picture too, but it doesn't look like Ada is spying on the fight between Boruto and Mitsuki. We cut back to Shikamaru and it looks like Boruto has spilled the beans to Shikamaru. Knowing everything Shikamaru is saying, so in other words, because of Ada's omnipotence, our memories were rewritten in all accordance with Kawaki's desires. I honestly didn't think we were gonna get the higher ups finding out about omnipotence this soon in the story. But I'm really glad that Kawaki is starting to get exposed because I really can't stand him at this point. Boruto then tells Shikamaru that he doesn't care about the details of the omnipotence ability and that they'll forget about it soon enough anyway. And Shikamaru says what as he's confused. Boruto tells Shikamaru that this isn't the first time he's heard the rundown of this power, because Sarada and the class rep Sumire have already repeated the story so many times that Boruto's getting sick of repeating himself. Boruto says the concept of omnipotence doesn't seem to stick to his memory. It never has, and as time goes by, it'll completely slip his mind. That's just the kind of ability, he said with a sly grin. Boruto says the fact that him and Kawaki are opposites is as clear as day, and without any logical explanation. They just have to trust each other. Shikamaru then says that you arrived at that fact on your own talking to Boruto and that this is no ordinary matter, this is a big deal. And Shikamaru asks how can we return things the way they are? And Boruto says we can never truly go back. All the memories that have been rewritten, they're the real deal to them. And he also says that even if they could go back to the way things were, solving his problem with Kawaki isn't the true answer. Boruto then spills the beans about Naruto. He said he sealed Naruto in order to protect him, and that means until he's satisfied, he's not letting Naruto out. Shikamaru says that instead of saving Naruto to prioritize saving Kawaki, because if he was in his state, he'd do the same thing. And Boruto replies that Kawaki does want to kill him, but he's different. Boruto says he'll just sock him real good and then they'll get along again. That's it. Shikamaru says he understands exactly how Boruto feels, but if he's saying he doesn't intend to kill Kawaki when it comes to Naruto, he'll continue to face a false accusation. Shikamaru says he doesn't want to put Kawaki where he's in a position where he's pushed to the brink again for Naruto's safety. So right now they can't expose his dirty deeds to the public eye like that. So Shikamaru then tells Boruto that he's going to continue being a hunted person relentlessly without any respect. And he asks, is that okay with Boruto? And Boruto says he doesn't really care at this point. He was going to do that from the beginning. Elsewhere, the panel shifts to the Shinju, and we see Jura reading up on a lot of textbooks. It seems the Shinju are still absorbing knowledge since they gained their new sentience. Jura talks to himself and says the more that his knowledge expands and grows, new questions just bubble up within him, and he's trying to understand them, but the more he tries to understand, the more they seem to slip through his grasp. Jura declares that knowledge actually brings about self-awareness, he said with a sly grin. I'm guessing Jura is talking to the other Shinju, but he tells them to embrace their own ignorance and that this is too fascinating. Jura's read a lot of books, and he says no matter what book he reads that there's no answer to his question. So we then see the Shinju are about to mobilize, and then Jura declares to the other Shinju, shall we go then? To Naruto Uzumaki, and that's where the chapter ends. This was a very good chapter in my opinion. We learned a lot. And we also learned that Kawaki's lie is starting to get uncovered slowly and slowly. A lot of people probably won't remember anything due to the Omnipotence ability, but Shikamaru is the type of character to stay on top of things like this. We also see that the Shinju are about to make their move, so this gets me really excited for the next coming chapters. It's also not surprising to me that Mitsuki thought that Boruto is probably stronger than Kawaki at this point. As much as I do like Boruto more than Kawaki, I don't want anybody to underestimate Kawaki just yet. Just because Mitsuki thinks Boruto is stronger than Kawaki doesn't mean it's true. Back in part 1 of Boruto, Kawaki thought Naruto could be up there with Jigen, and we know how that went. So I want to wait until we can see Kawaki actually fight to gauge his power level at this point. Since Jura is coming after Naruto, I believe we're going to have a Kawaki and Jura showdown. And like I said in one of my previous videos, I'm very interested in the dynamics between Jura and Kawaki. And I want to see if Jura inherited Jigen's psychological control over Kawaki. I'm also curious to know if the Shinju will recognize Kawaki's dojutsu that he inherited from Ishiki, because I've been really wanting a name for it. I don't want to keep calling it the unnamed dojutsu or Ishiki or Shibai's unnamed dojutsu. I very much like a proper name for it, because we know what the Jogan is, even though it hasn't appeared in the manga yet. But I strongly believe this dojutsu of Ishiki/Kawaki's will rival the Jogan. But what did you guys think of the chapter? Let me know in the comments below. Do you guys think Boruto has surpassed Kawaki as of now? Or do you think Kawaki is still having some dormant power in him that he's yet to reveal yet? Let me know. See you in the next video. Later.